The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
How are you? As promised, today I bring you the summarized story of the 2022 Game of the Year, Elden Ring.
So without further ado, let's dive into the history of the lands between. The narrative of Elden Ring is deeply intertwined with the enigmatic figure of Queen Marika, the Eternal, hailing from the rare race known as Newman, who come from lands beyond the intermediary lands. Marika was chosen as an Empyrean by the Fingers, agents of the greater will in this realm. Her prolonged life was marked by an association with Malekith, her shadow and the vessel for the Rune of Death, one of the fundamental runes of the Pristine Ring. By introducing the Rune of Death into the world, Marika ushered in the age of the Golden Order, but was persisted. To triumph over her opponents, especially the Kerian royalty,
Marika joined forces with Hoarah, a renowned warrior who, upon marrying her, became Godfrey, the first Pristine Lord.
The conflict between Marika and the Carian royalty, led by Radagon and Renala, was intense.
After the war, Radagon abandoned Renala to become Marika's second Pristine Lord, marking a new chapter in the story.
Ranni, Radagon and Renala's daughter, unleashed the Night of Black Knives, stealing the Rune of Death and killing Godwyn, Marika's son.
The event, known as the Shattering, led Marika to question the Greater Will, resulting in the destruction of the Pristine Ring.
Intriguing theories arose about the relationship between Radagon and Marika, suggesting they were parts of a whole. Radagon's attempt to restore the ring failed, and both were imprisoned within the tree as punishment. With no ruler, Marika and Radagon's children waged war for the throne.
Malenia, aware of Radagon's imprisonment, faced Radan in Sealed, using the Scarlet Rot to consume the land and condemn Radan to a bestial existence.
The eternal battle exhausted Malenia, who was taken back to Miquella's sacred tree, where she sleeps deeply, awaiting her sister's rebirth.
Now, let's talk about the main figures of this masterpiece and start delving into the events that happen in the game.
Margit is the first boss that players encounter in the Limgrave region.
He guards Tempestu Castle, and defeating him is necessary to access the castle. During the battle, he wields a giant light hammer, in addition to using a spear and small knives.
Godric was a descendant of the Golden lineage, tracing his genealogy back to Marika and Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. However, many generations passed between Godfrey and Godric, making him a distant descendant of Queen Marika.
His divine blood was extremely diluted.
Godric developed a morbid obsession with limbs, especially arms. He began grafting extra parts onto his own body, turning into a monstrosity.
His actions were disturbing, harvesting flesh crops throughout the realm for self-experimentation.
Godric became the Lord of Tempestu Castle, where his gruesome experiments took place.
The castle was a dark place filled with secrets, and Godric guarded fragments of the Elden Ring there. Godric, now known as Godric, the Grafted, had additional limbs grafted onto his body. His quest for power and immortality led him to these extremes.
He became a feared and sinister figure in the lands between.
Renala is not a demigod like other characters we encounter, but her story is of extreme importance to everything that happens before and during the events of Elden Ring. She does not possess the divine blood of the Elden Lords, but her influence is profound.
Renala is a powerful sorceress and head of the Carian royal family.
She resides in the Raya Lucaria Academy, where she guards fragments of the Elden Ring. Despite not being a demigod, her position and knowledge make her crucial to the fate of the intermediary lands.
Renala, once a great queen, suffered devastating losses.
Her broken heart and fragmented mind led her to a fall from glory. She is an enigmatic figure, with secrets and mysteries to unravel.
Godfrey is the legendary first Elden Lord, a demigod with divine blood. He belongs to the Golden lineage, a direct descendant of Queen Marika.
His lineage connects him to the ancient gods and the fragments of the Elden Ring. Godfrey lived during the War of the Gods, an epic conflict among the ancient gods. He fought alongside other Elden Lords to protect the intermediary lands and the fragments of the Elden Ring. His courage and combat skills made him a legendary figure. Godfrey was the first to unite the fragments of the Elden Ring and forge the Pristine Ring. This ring granted divine powers to the Elden Lords, making them rulers of the intermediary lands. Godfrey became the supreme leader, the first Elden Lord. Despite his glory, Godfrey faced challenges and sacrifices. The age of the Golden Order under his reign brought peace, but also dark secrets. His death left a void, and subsequent events led to the decline of the intermediary lands. Malenia was born as the daughter of Queen Marika, the Eternal, and her second husband, Circle Lord Radagon.
She had a twin brother named Miquella. Both were Empyreans, with the potential to one day replace their mother as a new god in a future era.
Malenia was born cursed by the Scarlet Rot. This curse brought suffering and tragedy to her life. After the battle against Radan, Malenia is found unconscious in Sealed.
She is saved by a knight known as Finley, who takes her back to the sacred tree. There, she waits for the return of Miquella, her twin brother.
Malenia resides in the depths of the dark city of Elfield, near the roots of the mystical sacred tree. She is an optional pass, and players need to unravel various mysteries in the surrounding area before facing her. A quick advice: you will hear the phrase,
"I am Malenia, Blade of Miquella," several times. Radan was born as the son of Radagon, a champion of the Tiava, and Queen Renala, ruler of the Raya Lucaria Academy.
He had at least 2 siblings, Princess Rani and Rikar.
From a young age,
Radan idolized Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, and carved lions into his armor as a tribute to his idol. Radan studied gravitation magic in Celia, allowing him to manipulate the forces of gravity and defy the stars themselves.
his vast gravitation powers earned him the nickname Starscourge.
During the Night of Black Blades, a group of assassins stole the Rune of Death from Malekith and attacked the demigods.
Queen Marika shattered the Elden Ring in the Shattering,
leading to war among the demigod descendants. Radan led his armies, but the battle left him cursed by the Scarlet Rot.
The Scarlet Rot consumed Radan from within, devouring his psyche and turning him into an irrational beast. The Fire Giant is the last known survivor of the war against the Giants.
It is found in the Giants' Mountains and has a face on its chest.
Its existence is linked to past events and the fate of the intermediary lands.
During the war, Queen Marika cursed the Fire Giant.
She marked it with a curse, obligating it to protect the Giant's flames for eternity. This curse made it an immortal being, destined to keep the flames burning. Radagon is the male counterpart of Queen Marika and her consort.
We encounter him inside the Tiava, imprisoned in an arch of light and extremely deformed.
As you approach, his prison shatters, freeing him.
Radagon grabs his hammer, and the final battle of the game begins.
The Elden Beast is the true form of the Elden Ring and appears right after Radagon's defeat.
It acts as the vassal of the Greater Will and is found in the Elden Throne.
It was sent to the lands between through a golden star long before the events of the game.
Now, I will talk about the normal ending of Elden Ring, but it's worth noting that the game has multiple endings, and all of them are open to interpretation. In the Age of the Stars ending, after defeating the Elden Beast, instead of repairing the Elden Ring,
the Tarnished summons Rani, the witch, in front of Marika's remains. Rani supplants Marika as goddess and takes the Tarnished as her Elden Lord. She brings an end to the Golden Order, establishing an order of her own. In doing so, she also removes the influence of the Greater Will from the Lands Between. She leaves the Lands Between together with the Tarnished and takes her order with her on a journey meant to last 1,000 years.
As a result of her absence, the Lands Between is left without a lord for the first time in an age.
And then, what do you think? Leave your feedback in the comments, and we'll see you on Friday with the next video.